Hello there and welcome back. This morning, unusually, we're not on our fateful Bianchi. We're heading to a special event. There's a bike store in the middle of Tokyo called Circles, who is hosting a group ride this morning, and they're offering some bicycles for a test ride. Everyone basically did get to choose a bike to try out. And this is gonna be my bike for the morning. For the first time on the channel, we're on a bicycle that I do not own, apart from the cases where I borrow it from the friends I'm riding with. As I said, this morning we're participating to the morning ride by Circles Tokyo, a bike store in the very center of the city. This event doesn't have a strict schedule, but it's held occasionally on Sunday mornings. Footage has been recorded the very day after I went to Yokohama, which you saw in the previous video. I just wanted to let some time pass before posting both of them, and of course I couldn't edit them at the same time. It's quite a lot of work, always takes me a lot of time and lots of energies. Anyway, this test ride has been held as a last day of Tomii Cycle's pop-up store, a frame builder we will delve deeper into later in this video, as we will try his bikes as well. This has been quite a chill ride. We hung out around the Imperial Palace and the Tokyo Tower area, in the very center of the city. Despite having featured a couple of pictures of the Tokyo Tower in my videos, I haven't explored this area yet, so it was nice to make up for that this morning. It makes for a very nice photography subject. I have to say I was expecting more people at this event, but like this it was just a perfect number. We got the chance to talk to each other and just ride around with a chill pace around the city. We will then stop for a quick snack and some other test rides of the bikes. This morning I'm riding a Wilde Supertramp, one of my favorite frames out there. I got to know this brand, Wilde Bicycles, from the YouTube channel Bike Breath. I'm pretty sure the vast majority of my viewers will already know that name. This is exactly Brendan's bicycle from the channel. Being this a mountain bike oriented frame, I was expecting the bike to be built more towards that style, but this one was actually more of a cruiser build, with suspension seat posts, super wide and little swept back handlebars and fenders. It still had some interesting components on it, like the Wide Industries crank, which I've come to love from the first time I tried my friend's Rivendell, and the hydraulic brakes, which I haven't used in years. We didn't get to know the bikes beforehand because we all had to choose from a Google form, so I couldn't know before that the build was more cruiser oriented. But nonetheless I had so much fun. The ride was buttery smooth and the chunky 29" tires felt like clouds. Definitely another gain compared to the slick road tires I usually ride with. And this lovely park was a fantastic location to try out this bike on some more twisty roads. The color palette is also very nice, with a two-tone frame shading from a dark green to a black, with black and orange accents in the components. I'm usually not a big fan of black components. I prefer silver and chrome, as I'm a big fan of light colors in general, and they give off a more utilitarian vibe. I don't know if that makes sense. But the black here was perfectly okay. I'm pretty sure it has some potential I'm not completely aware of yet. I'd like to spend a couple of minutes to thank everyone who's watching this video and those of you who watched the previous ones and stuck around. It's always lovely to read your comments, whether some kind words or some insightful messages. And the best thing about it is seeing the same people coming back and commenting, catching up with the channel publications. This one is absolutely not a professional project yet, so it doesn't have a strict schedule, big numbers, or planned content whatsoever, and that makes it even more rewarding, I think. If you follow me on Instagram, I recently posted a story where I mentioned meeting a person that reached out to me for the YouTube channel. We did meet for some coffee and a chat, sadly no writing because of the extreme heat. But as you saw in one of my previous videos, this is the second time already that this happens. And I think it's one of the most human experiences, in the literal sense of the word, that I could ask for. To think that some people can feel moved by some of my videos, which are mere representations of a shared interest through my eyes and perception, is one of the best things of this community. Something that makes you want to continue just for it, and not for the numbers or clout. So thank you everyone, as always. It's been, and it is, always a pleasure to write with you all the time. From the colleagues, more or less, I always get inspiration from, and to the people just admiring from afar. I'll post my Instagram link in the description for those of you who are looking forward to that, and maybe want to know more about the backstage of my channel. There's not much posting, but it's quite a museum of all the camera shots I feature in my videos. Quick stop at the bakery to get some snacks, and now we're off to the Imperial Palace Gardens. The palace has always been a transitional place to me during my stay here in Tokyo. It's in the very heart of the city, and because of that I always pass through it to move from place to place. But actually I never spent time there, which is quite a shame considering its lush and soft grass beds can bring a little relief after riding on concrete for so long. I have to say one part of me cannot wait to go back to the countryside. This morning was also quite peaceful because we had a lot of roads close to traffic, as you've seen, so we could ride freely and enjoy ourselves. As I mentioned before, this group ride was the closing day of Tomii's pop-up store at Circles. Now Tomii is a frame builder, born and raised in Japan and now based in Austin, Texas. Coming from a sculptural background, he now builds bike frames and components, adding a touch of his artistic background, probably reflecting his surroundings with cactuses and American desert designs. His main model is the Fat Canvas, which you can see here in pink, along with the other wonderful bikes we had this morning. This one in particular is a custom mountain bike frame built by Tomii, and I must say it's probably one of the best designs I've ever seen, from the high-end components to the decorated cockpit. It's now time for some test rides. Again, this was probably one of the most high-end bikes I've ever ridden. Dropper seat post, pull lever and brakes, and wireless shifting, and those extremely well and nimble. I now get the hype about pull levers. They do feel smooth indeed. It's actually quite some time I've last ridden a mountain bike, so I just wanted to go for some hops, and so I did. Second bike I had for the test ride was this Sklar Super something. I actually love this name, sounds very fun. I don't know much about this brand, I recently actually discovered it just on this ride, never heard about it before, but this did catch my attention because of the Nitto Mubu's handlebars, one of my favorite ones out there. I love the funny shape and how it handles the bike. It can still be sporty, but a little relaxed at the same time. And now we're off with the main frame from Tomii Cycles, the Fat Canvas, on this road bike kind of gravel-ish build. Drop bars with no flare but gravel tires nonetheless, super lightweight, super nimble. In this lovely salmon pink color. The most interesting feature on this frame is probably the integrated rear rack, something that you don't really see on frames with such geometry, but it's definitely a nice choice to add. It's time now for some good zoomies. It's been months since I last rode a bike with drops. Overall, it was a nice morning. Nice people and nice bicycles. Everyone got to try whatever they wanted to try. It was a really laid-back vibe. I have to say I'm quite proud of myself for this group shot, because it was not an easy task for me to ask everyone to line up on a line and stand there for a photo or a video. I'm definitely a shy person in real life, even in videos maybe you can feel that, so it's never an easy thing to just get all the attention of a group of people on myself. But I'm glad I did, and everyone seemed to have fun. Sometimes you just have to dive in and not care about the consequences. You're not doing anything bad after all. Heading back to Circles to close this group ride. Super grateful for my time on the Supertramp. I was really looking forward to this test ride and I enjoyed it thoroughly. Wilde is not really a brand that you see in Europe, so this was quite of a rare occasion for me, and I'm glad I decided to hop in. One of the other choices I was meaning to make from the test ride list was the Monopole cargo bike, but considering Monopole is a Swiss brand, I figured it might have been better to actually go to Zurich, to the Monopole store, and get a test ride from them directly. Could make for a nice video in the future when we will be back to Europe. Zurich is not that far anyway from where I live. That's completely doable. Anyway, I eventually decided to go with the Supertramp, and I'm really glad I did. now time to bring the bikes back to the shop again. This was probably one of my favorite parts of the ride, where we had to enter the shopping mall from a back door, and it felt like a hidden side quest. Definitely doesn't happen every day, you entering a whole ass elevator with some bicycles and some friends. It's definitely something that would happen only if you attend your local group rides, so if you have the occasion, reach out and get some fun all together. Or if you feel like it, you could also try organize one yourself. You never know how it might go. Out from the back rows, we pop out at Circles Tokyo, another nice bike shop here in Tokyo. It's actually my second time here, but I didn't record anything the first time as I was just passing by. It's a really nice store, lovely design, super colorful, and a very big selection of frames and components. They always have customer bikes in a corner, and it's always nice to see the fauna of Tokyo. I actually ended up getting something, but there will be no spoilers until I get home and I get to actually use it on my humble mountain bike. Until then, thank you for having stuck around again with me today. I'll see you soon.